Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
A Machesney Park man accused of murder makes a plea in court. He admits to killing a 74-year-old woman and stealing her belongings.
Body cam recordings of an officer-involved shooting in Rockford are released. The 911 call reveals the armed man planned to get shot.
And Winnebago County wants residents to become crime-fighting partners. Participants get an important tool to help track down criminals. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A Machesney Park man admits to killing a 74-year-old woman inside her own home.
Shane Bouma pleaded guilty today to first-degree murder and robbery. Last January, Bouma broke into Ellen Marsh's Machesney Park home and strangled her. He then stole money, jewelry, and her car. He'd been hiding from authorities after his girlfriend called police on him for domestic battery. The next day, officers pinged Bauma's phone and arrested him on separate charges. They figured out the car he had belonged to Marsh and later found her body inside her home. Bauma's due back in court October 14th.
A Winnebago County man is guilty of killing a police informant. 27-year-old Preston Scott shot and killed David Foley on Oregon Avenue back in April 2020. Foley was a confidential informant for the Rockford Police Department. He made an undercover cocaine purchase from Scott. Scott faces 85 years behind bars. In addition to the murder charge, Scott was also found guilty of unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon. He could get another 14 years for that. Investigators released body camera video from Rockford Police during a deadly officer-involved shooting a couple of weeks ago. They say the original domestic disturbance call led to a man wanting police to kill him. Amory
Wilder talked to an expert to bring awareness about mental health. And Amory, what did he learn?
Eric, Mimi, this Suicide Awareness Month, one mental health advocate tells me the decision to take your life usually comes down to feeling hopeless and thinking there's no way out.
He's coming up quick, hurry.
Who is?
My husband.
On September 1st, Rockford police received that 911 call from a house on Linden Road. The woman calling said her husband, Peter Yeager, was threatening her.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the gun out, and I'm going to do suicide by cop.
Okay, I'm hearing him. Don't talk.
At about 8:30 p.m., officers arrived at the home and established a perimeter. According to a police report, officers heard yelling outside of the garage. Minutes later, the suspect made way into the bathroom where the victim was hiding. That's when police went inside and was met by Yeager. Hands! An officer shot Yeager 4 times. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Pat Spangler is a counselor and on the board of Shatter Our Silence, an organization that helps with real conversations about depression and suicide. He says there's many different factors that could push Yeager to that point.
In that moment, and it could become a culmination of weeks, months, years of thinking about it, running it through their head as a what if, or it could come in a snapshot and where someone is just bum rushed by life and overwhelmed.
Spangler adds that there's a lot of myths regarding the issue.
A lot of misconceptions, a lot of that if someone thinks about suicide, that they are weird or broken or wrong. And the truth of the matter is, the thought pops in, what do you do with it?
The Winnebago County Integrity Task Force is still investigating. Eric?
Thanks, Amory. Here at Eyewitness News, we're committed to supporting sexual and domestic violence survivors. We've gathered resources that can help anyone who may be struggling. Just go to our website, mystateline.com, and click on the State Line Strong tab.
One person was seriously injured after a hit and run in Rockford last night. This happened in Auburn and Rockton around 10 p.m. The 29-year-old man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. We're told at last check the man is stable. Eastbound traffic on Auburn was closed while police investigated. No word yet on the car that hit him.
One man and 3 dogs are dead after a house fire in Freeport early this morning. It happened around 6:30 on Float Avenue and Wright Street. This is all that's left of the home. Freeport's fire chief tells us they got the call. A father and adult son were inside. When first responders got there, the son had already escaped. Firefighters went in to rescue the older man. They pulled him out through a window. He died at the hospital. The chief says the home didn't have any working smoke detectors.
There was no audible alarm being sounded with all the smoke and fire that was involved here. So again, we'd like to get out the word out that make sure you have working smoke detectors in your dwelling.
Chief Miller believes the family was renting this home. The state fire marshal is helping with the investigation.
600 migrants sent from Texas have arrived in Chicago since the end of August. That's according to figures provided by the city today. The newest migrants were dropped off at Union Station yesterday. The group joins hundreds of others seeking asylum from Central and South America who've been bused to Chicago by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. He says the goal is to call attention to the problems at the border. Critics say he's using human beings for a political stunt as he seeks re-election in Texas. Earlier this week, Governor Pritzker signed a disaster declaration and mobilized 75 members of the Illinois National Guard to care for the migrants.
Vice President Kamala Harris visited Chicago. Her focus is on congressional Republicans' recently introduced national abortion ban. She held a roundtable discussion at University of Illinois, Chicago. Vice President Harris talked about protecting and expanding reproductive rights. The school's College of Nursing just received a $3 million grant to provide reproductive health care to underserved teens. Governor Pritzker, Mayor Lightfoot, and other lawmakers joined the vice president.
We must agree that the women of America have the ability to exercise their own judgment in making decisions about their own body, and the government should not be making that decision for her.
Illinois Republicans framed their response to the vice president's visit around inflation and crime. Those are two main topics the GOP is using to drive people to the polls. In a statement, party leaders say, quote, instead of ducking and deflecting, the vice president needs to answer questions regarding the Biden administration's role in fueling the inflation crisis and where she stands on Governor Pritzker and Mayor Lightfoot's failure to keep our communities safe.
The Kankakee County State's Attorney filed a lawsuit today claiming that the Safety Act is unconstitutional. The Democrat is arguing cash bail cannot be eliminated in the state without a statewide vote. It's another argument against the state's criminal justice reform law. Republicans also continued their attacks on the bill, labeling certain crimes as non-detainable offenses, despite the law never establishing any crimes as non-detainable. A judge can require someone to be detained for any felony under the Safety Act if prosecutors can prove one of three things. A suspect has to be judged as a significant threat to the safety of the community, a flight risk, or has violated conditions of release.
Public safety is our greatest responsibility in the state of Illinois. Governor Pritzker and the Democrats have abandoned that.
This law does not enumerate any non-detainable offenses. It does not create non-detainable offenses. What he's doing is finding the most egregious way to read this law in order to strum up fear.
Cash bail is set to end January 1st, and lawmakers are scheduled to return in November. Governor Pritzker and several of the bill's sponsors have said changes can be made to the law, but no details about what exactly those changes would be. Winnebago County is asking for your help solving crime.
And to do that, the county is giving out free Ring video doorbell cameras. The county is using some of its American Rescue Plan money to buy the cameras for some people who live in the county. More than 600 of the devices will be available on a first-come, first-served basis. Anyone who gets a camera must agree to share recorded video with the sheriff's office. It also includes 1 year of video storage subscription, but then it's up to whoever gets the cameras to pay the $40 yearly fee for that service after that. Right now, anyone living in District 4, 10, 11, and 15 can get a camera. The county is looking into getting more of the devices in the future. We'll have more information as well as an upcoming informational meeting for people in those districts on our website, mystateline.com.
September is National Recovery Month, and a bipartisan group of lawmakers is pushing to provide more help for addiction recovery and mental health services.
Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon reports.
The overdose and addiction crisis in the United States continues to grow at an alarming rate.
According to the Caron Foundation, some 40 million Americans suffer from a substance use disorder.
Over 50 million people suffering from a mental health condition, and many of those two groups suffering from both.
108 1,000 people died last year of overdose.
That's why advocates and a group of bipartisan lawmakers are pushing for Congress to pass a legislative package to expand resources for addiction and mental health recovery.
We have to look behind the number. The name for me is Ian Trone, my nephew, who died of an overdose nearly 6 years ago.
Maryland Congressman David Trone is among the House members urging the Senate to pass the Restoring Hope for Mental Health and Wellbeing Act that already cleared the House by a nearly unanimous vote. The package would create new prevention programs for veterans and would provide more money for mental health services at schools and through the Children's Health Insurance Program.
9/10 of the battle is getting a focus and keeping that focus to take legislative action.
Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick says the Bipartisan Addiction and Mental Health Task Force also has other goals, including establishing a week where Congress only focuses on mental health and addiction-related legislation. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Savannah Brito.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back and happy Friday. We've finally made it to the end of the work week. We did start the week off with actually some pretty cool temperatures. 64 was the high that we only reached on Monday. Temperatures gradually warmed, though. Tuesday, 77 degrees, the upper 70s by Wednesday. Thursday, we did hit a high of 80 degrees. That is all still above average. The only day we were actually below average was on Monday. The average high for this time of year, 76 degrees. Today, 81. So the nice weather is going to continue at least for a little while before we do start to see some cooler air turn back and come back into the forecast. 76 is the current temperature right now, so temperatures have fallen down. 75 in Rochelle, 81 still in Savannah. That's one of our only places that are still hanging on to the 80s right now. Everyone else is falling. Even have a couple places in the lower 70s. That's in Monroe, 74 there. Dew points also going to eventually start to fall. They will come back down to comfortable levels overnight into tomorrow early morning, but then they are going to rise again, even past that 65 degree mark, close to 70, even into the lower 70s some days. That's going to be Saturday overnight into Sunday when we do see those dew points rise. So it is going to get very humid out there, pretty much keeping on those muggy conditions almost the entire weekend and then into the early portions of next week's work week as well. Into Monday and Tuesday, though, we are going to see those in the afternoons come or approach the 65 to 70 degree mark. So it is going to be very muggy out there nonetheless. Here's your SkyTrack camera located out of Rochelle that's sponsored by Bryden Motors. We have since seen clouds increase over the last couple of hours. You can see that moving in. A few stray showers can't completely be ruled out, but I think Football Friday is looking good for everybody that is out or planning on heading out in the next hour or two. Again, all that rain is west of the Cedar Rapids area right now. Eventually that is going to come back into the forecast, not until the early portions of Saturday or Sunday morning, I should say. Saturday overnight into Sunday is the next better chance. A couple stray showers through the early morning and afternoon hours, but the main system that could pose a couple severe weather threats, strong to severe thunderstorms, that's going to hold off until Saturday night into Sunday. Heavy pockets of rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder. Second round looks to come through later in the day, though, as we head into the second portion of Sunday. After that, we do dry out, at least for the time being, but we do look to hold on to an active pattern, though, once we get back to about midweek next week. So this is for tomorrow, a slight risk and a marginal risk, level 1 and then level 2 out of 5 just west of the area. As that cold front approaches our area, though, we are going to see those storm chance threats increase across the area. So our southwest portions of the viewing area are under a slight risk. That's a 2 out of 5. The remainder of the area, Chicago also, if you're heading eastward, that is also under a marginal risk. That's a lower level. I think winds are probably going to be the biggest thing right now. We do have a southerly wind that's warming us up. Gusts overnight are going to stay between 10 and 15 miles per hour. We're going to see those increase, though, for the day Saturday night, and then into Sunday as well. So it is going to stay fairly windy out there over the next couple of days, pretty much hanging on those breezy conditions through the weekend then. And eventually temperatures are going to cool, but not until about Wednesday, or Wednesday is going to stay warm, not until Thursday and Friday after that cold front does pass on Wednesday. Guys, we are only talking about the upper to maybe even mid-60s, so much cooler.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
We are live out here at Genoa Kingston for our overtime game of the week, and it's going to be a good one. We've got some big action on tap happening in the Big Northern tonight. The undefeated Cogs are set to host the Byron Tigers. The Tigers have been rolling the last 2 weeks, holding their opponents to single-digit scoring. Their only loss this season came in an overtime battle week 1 against Stillman Valley. Last year's game between these two was tight. Byron won it 7-3. The same intensity and physicality is exactly what Jeff Boyer and his team are prepared for tonight.
It's going to be a physical football game, and our game plan really doesn't change. We want to be physical on both sides of the ball. We want to make sure we take care of the football and then play great defense.
They've always been a really defensive-minded team. We're going to have to run the ball hard. It's really going to come down to who's more physical.
It's definitely an exciting game. Once again, it's like one of Stillman game. It's a physical game. It's going to be a good game, so we're really excited for it.
The Cogs have the home field advantage, which obviously never hurts, but star quarterback Nolan Perry is out with a broken tibia, so it will be sophomore Nathan Kleba to lead their offensive pursuit tonight against a tough Byron defense. Last year, the Cogs' only conference loss was to Byron, but with a young quarterback and a young offensive line, this matchup is by far the biggest test for Cameron DeVico's undefeated squad.
We're working hard and trying to be mentally sharp as well as physically to make sure that we are ready to go on Friday, because we know that defending state champs are coming to our buildings.
I've had this game circled on my calendar since we lost to them last year. Byron week is always a different intensity. It's just, we know how good of a team they are, and no dog in it this week.
This isn't the only big game we have happening in the Big Northern. Let's take a look at some of the other action tonight in the conference. Stillman Valley is at Dixon. Both of those teams are undefeated, so that'll be a big game. Winnebago plays at Oregon. North Boone travels to Rockford Christian, and Rock Falls will be at Lutheran. Other action happening around the state line tonight. In the NIC-10, Harlem plays at Guilford. Both teams are 2-1. East is at Auburn. Big matchup in the NUIC with Forreston playing at Dakota, and EPC will be at DuPec. As always, Scott and I will have the highlights, scores, and so much more tonight on Overtime. I know we are excited to bring you all the action from Week 4. Make sure to join us tonight at 11 on Fox 39.
Savannah's got one more weather check before we go.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up on News Nation tonight.
Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. The Mar-a-Lago investigation has brought the Hillary Clinton email scandal back into the spotlight. Tonight we're separating fact from fiction. Did she really bleach 30,000 emails? Why wasn't there a criminal charge? Now here's Ashley with a look at Banfield.
Thanks. Tonight on Banfield, they are fancy and fussy, but those uniforms on the Princess and Princess are the real deal. See how these royals really served all the way to the Queen herself. Plus, he's soccer royalty, but David Beckham lined up for hours just like everyone else to pay tribute to his queen on Banfield.
That's coming up tonight on the fastest growing cable news network in America, News Nation. It's available on the cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com. Savannah's back with that forecast, and boy, when it officially becomes fall, it's going to feel like
it is an
I
abrupt
know.
change. I think we talked about yesterday. It's like slamming on the brakes of summer, and we're right into fall.
I know, and that's the autumnal equinox that is happening on Thursday, and it will feel like it, unfortunately. But I think we were all talking about in break earlier that we want to hold on to the 80s while we have them.
Yes, we do. It's been lovely.
I know it has. There's no showers popping up on the interactive radar on mystateline.com. That's sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Different story, though, over the weekend. That's when our next best chance at rain does return to the forecast. Temperatures do stay nice, though, in the lower 80s Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's looking like the better of the 2 weekend days, at least early in the morning and afternoon. Monday will be near 80 degrees, a little bit warmer Tuesday and Wednesday after that cold front passes, but then cooler after that, the 60s, upper 60s at least, though.
Looks like plenty of sunshine, though, so that helps a little bit.
Yes, some at least.
Thanks, Savannah.
And thanks for watching. Have a good evening.
Stay safe.